Okay, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and we are at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Los Angeles Chargers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Done. Round 80.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Tackles. Jim.
Left.
Check.
Melvin Gordon, the two-time Pro Bowler. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. This is Gordon. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now a carry by the third-year man. This is Austin Ekeler. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Here I come again. Hey, check 24.
Hey, ready.
49.
Rivers now from the 50. Gets it to Gordon. The 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Running on first down, Ekeler. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, Guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. From the gun, Rivers. And he's got his man. It's Henry for a Chargers touchdown. Hunter Henry. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Check 3, check 3. Hey, you got to get moving, man. Man moving. You got to get that.
This is the receiver turned running back, Cordero Patterson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Steeler 1st down. The pickup of 11 yards.
A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down, Steelers.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch this. No spacing.
42's mark, 42's mark.
Patterson on the carry. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Middle.
Move. Easy. Mike, check. 59.
Roethlisberger. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away. Quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 7 at their 48-yard line.
180. Set 180.
54 Mike. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
Last stop.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy?
Orange 5-4.
Give me something.
Hey, zoom. Split.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Fourth down, and on is Ty Long to punt. 6-0 our score after 1. Charger football to start quarter number 2, but likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt, and the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Roethlisberger will throw. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them to 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
66.
On first down, it's Patterson. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From the 30 on second down, Roethlisberger. He's going to fire, and that's going to be intercepted. It's the all-pro safety, Derwin James. What a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Gordon, a Pro Bowler for the second time last season, 885 yards, 10 touchdowns, and that was only in 12 games played a season ago. He also switched jersey numbers in the offseason from 28 to 25. And 25, that's the number he wore when he was dominating the Big Ten college gridiron for the Badgers of Wisconsin.
He's coming. Double up.
White.
He's coming. Double up.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. He'll have a first down inside the 10. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Melvin Gordon, his 17th touchdown now on the season. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Check, 24. Hey, team 6. Team 6.
2, right 42. Check the outs. Check the
Black,
outs.
black.
On 2nd and 9, Roethlisberger. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have... And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. Now Benjamin. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. He completes it to Henry. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
When an offense reads blitz, Doesn't matter where it's coming from. Tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. A big play there just before halftime. And even 50 yards.
That's another Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Badgley able to knock this one through. The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
This is fielded at the goal line. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
Black 20.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Check. Time go. No spacing.
Once more, they turn to Patterson. He finds an opening past the 40. The 40. The 30. 10. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Cordero Patterson, his first touchdown on the year, as they are able to cut into that lead. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's good, and that cuts it to 9 at 16-7. So the lead is now dwindled to 9 as the kick here is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, 79!
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Stay there. Stay there. 380. 12, 12, 12.
34's the mic. 34's the mic. He's coming. Check him.
Hey, wahoo. Done.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rivers. It's complete to Williams. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line.
That's it, baby.
He's the guy, Mike Williams, that the Chargers took 7th overall a couple of years ago. Battled injuries as a rookie, but in full health last year, he caught 43 passes with a knack of really finding the end zone. 10 of those 43 catches went for touchdowns. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
80 high.
34. Mike, 34. Check back. Check back.
Let's go. Hey, go Mike 34. Mike 34. Record.
3 high.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. It's Williams on the catch. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Move the chains. A gain of 7 on 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Cameron Hayward in on the tackle.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Black 11.
Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it. Say it. 36.
Plus correct. Hey, 3 high.
From the 36, Rivers. He's got Allen. And now running right through it. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 2nd touchdown on the season. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase it.
And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful, and that bumps their lead up even further. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Let's get it.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Check. Check, nickel. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And Big Ben intercepted a third time. Picked off by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
65.
They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know. Switch gears, switch gears. 80 weapon.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
At the 15-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
I'm coming after you. You draw Corker.
Running right. It's a handoff to Gordon. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, baby.
Set. Black 15.
Shoot. Here we go, here we go.
They just got that play off. Now Rivers. Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
A gain of 4. Brings up 4th and 1.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Watch QB drop. Watch the safety creep. Kill.
White. 80 hot.
Kill.
Recon. 132 fighter.
They'll run for it. It's Gordon. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. They get 6 yards going for it on 4th, and now it's 1st and goal. 1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 2nd touchdown of the night. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Now, let's not forget that was all set up by the 4th down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on 4th down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and they converted a 2nd time for 6 points.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. Yeah, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Middle.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Got a man. It's Patterson, complete. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
1-yard gain.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
59's Mike. 59's Mike. Check, 59. Come on, baby.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Joker.
50. Hey, Haywood. Black, what's that?
On 3rd and 1, it's Roethlisberger. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Thomas Davis. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. Now Gordon. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Melvin Gordon, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 19 on the year. And the Chargers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They go play action now. Roethlisberger. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
15 yards on the play, 1st down.
This game just keeps evolving and changing, doesn't it? You got a tight end who can move around a lot. Not necessarily using a big body on him. Sometimes you take a corner, a better cover guy, and put him on him and try and take him out of the game as we've seen.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. To try again after the sack. Roethlisberger. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's Roethlisberger. And, they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
I got it. Hey, alert.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
He can't hang. Snickers, got to spin. He's coming. We got double up. Check 37. Watch twist.
They'll try and throw for it with Roethlisberger. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Emmanuel Ogbah. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Hit 180. Block 11.
Defense. Check.
Now a 20th carry, number 20 here for Melvin Gordon. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yes.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Joey Bosa has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 9 yards on the pickup, but even after that, they're left with a 3rd and very long.
9-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
59's Mike. Check, 59. Let's go one more. Alert. Check 59. Mike is 59.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
You have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line.
41-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
The Chargers on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Rivers. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Round 80.
Come on, QB, come on. Whip, 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 whip.
Throwing here, Rivers. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
Benjamin, incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
Ready.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Hey, watch this, watch this.
Keep it skinny.
Gordon. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Easy, easy.
Out.
Round. Hey, hot. X3. 218. Chopper.
Show it in. Check.
Q.
Hey, check 24.
Look.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 30. And down to the 28-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10.
Buffalo one.
Check.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator,